Shalom, we out here once again giving all praises to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakat Badash.
So, anything you want to open up with?
Yeah. Let's start the fourth verse. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 4. It says, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth.
Yeah, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. You know how you go about in the world, people be like, oh, why do you look like you got a stone cold look in your face? Why don't you smile?
Are you always like this? Do you ever smile?
Yeah. They don't even realize how many muscles in your face it takes to smile. And plus, we're like, really? I mean, what is it to really be that happy about? You know what I'm saying? So, the way we see it, we hate this world, and we trying to get up out of here. And when we say this world, we mean like this age, this current rulership.
You see somebody that's always walking around cheesing, you know they're just a complete asshole.
Because mirth means entertainment.
Right.
So it's like, as much entertainment as there is in America, which really that's what America is known for, we don't make that our whole life. You know what I'm saying?
All of it is set up to distract you. That's what it's really there for. Imagine this, because we seen it during in 2020 when everything was shut down. People were losing their fucking minds. So imagine you just shut everything down. People don't have nothing to place their mind on to keep them distracted. All hell will break loose. That's why this America pushes entertainment so hard.
It's fucking December and they broke the music like that when they went on.
Again, the house of fools.
Read it again.
It's Ecclesiastes 7 and 4. It says the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth.
Yep.
It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity. This is the point. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. And here in the Babylon the Great, which is America, you're just plagued with constant oppression from all sides. It's like you never get a break. And it's not Karen from HR or James from IT that's making your life a living hell. It's the top wicked elites, the global
Although
bigot.
they do help.
Yeah, they play their part.
They facilitate.
But they're the small guy. It's really the top wicked elite, you know, the top banking families, the globalists that's just oppressing people.
Yeah, because we live in a capitalist society, right? So in order for capitalism to work, you're gonna have to have people that are on the bottom. So you're gonna have the few that are at the top, that are successful, and that are rich and elite, and then the rest of the people are on the bottom. They say that there's a middle class, but now they're trying to diminish the middle class.
That shit is completely eradicated. You got the top 1% with over 50% of the wealth. There is no middle class.
Exactly.
The 8th verse says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
The patience in spirit, because we're waiting patient for Babylon the Great to be destroyed, for Yahweh Shai to come back. Like, that's what we're waiting for.
It says, be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools.
Yeah, and as much as we have anger in our heart for everything that's been done to us as a people, you know, we keep it on the low to the point where we don't take action. You know, we're not trying to
Exact judgment.
we're not trying to do anything violent. You know, what we do is we come out here and we teach the word. We study history. We study the scriptures just to keep our minds sharp. You know.
That's it. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Esau is the end of the world. So the question should be, who is Esau? Who is he?
So-called white man.
And who's Jacob? Well, some people like to dispute our claims that we're the Israelites, but they don't understand history, archaeology, and biblical prophecy. Do you know down in Puerto Rico they have Hebrew that's written on caves, on the cave walls?
Yes.
Yeah, ancient Paleo Hebrew. What's up with that? I thought Hebrew was from the east side of the world.
It says the hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question Esdras, asked thou not. That was the point. This is Hosea. I should probably start up some. I'll start at the first verse. This is Hosea chapter 12, verse 1. It says, Ephraim feedeth on wind and followeth after the east wind. He daily increaseth lies and desolation, and they do make a covenant with the Assyrian, and oil is carried into Egypt. The Lord hath also a controversy with Judah, and will punish Jacob according to his ways, according to his doings will he recompense him.
So, Northern Kingdom, they got punished first because they got led into the Assyrian captivity. And the Most High didn't forget about Judah. The saying goes, Ephraim gets it first and then Judah gets it the worst. You know? So if you think about it, the so-called Hispanics or the Tainos, they was really one of the first to really be put under captivity by so-called white men. You know, the people down there in South America and in the Caribbean, they were oppressed longer than people in North America, you know, Judah. So that's why their mindset is, or their mentality is worse off than Judah when it comes to, you know, the white supremacist mindset. You know, them people down there, like the Hispanics, they think that the whiter or the lighter you are, the better you are. That's what they think.
So they got that term of mulatto, and they think just because you have lighter skin, you know, you're more superior. This is the third verse. It says, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them. Oh, Salakia. Back to Hosea 12 and 3. It says, he took his brother by the heel in the womb, and by his strength he had power with the Most High. He had power over the angel, and prevailed he wept, and made supplication unto him. He found him in Bethel, and there he spake with us. That's it on that. I mean, that was the point. First of all. Now, what is that? Ecclesiastes? I want to say that in. I'm going to read it in the NLT. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 14 in the NLT. This is King Solomon. It says, I observed everything going on under the sun, and really, it is all meaningless, like chasing the wind.
Wait, you reading that in the NLT?
Yeah. I should probably start up something.
I prefer it in the King James, but I never heard it in NLT.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 12 in the NLT. I, the teacher, was king of Israel, and I lived in Jerusalem. I devoted myself to search for understanding and to explore by wisdom, and everything being done under heaven, I soon discovered that God has dealt a tragic existence to the human race. I observed everything going on under the sun, and really it is all meaningless, like chasing the wind. What is wrong cannot be made right. What is missing cannot be recovered. I said to myself, look, I am wiser than any of the kings who ruled in Jerusalem before me. I have greater wisdom and knowledge than any of them. So I set out to learn everything from wisdom to madness and folly. But I learned firsthand that pursuing all this is like chasing the wind. The greater my wisdom, the greater my grief. To increase knowledge only increases sorrow.
So King Solomon was a three-dimensional thinker. You know, they say everything comes in threes.
Now we're gonna. Okay.
So yeah, I like that chapter because it really capsulizes, my life personally. You know what I'm saying? You know how you go out through the world and you judge things, and you weigh matters, and then you arrive to a certain conclusion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you judge the matter.
So people just do things and they don't even know why they do things. Like they don't even know why they have to get up and go to work every day.
This we're gonna jump to the second verse now. We're gonna stay in the NLT.
Yeah, and also let me finish my point. The reason why you gotta get up here and slave every day is because of this capitalist system that we live under.
Right.
You know? If Esau would have just left us alone and allowed us to have our own land, we could have been self-sufficient. We wouldn't even need to be under a capitalist system and have to have a job, so to say. You know what I'm saying? You could be self-sustainable, self-employed. But no, this is a microwave society to where they try to make everything about convenience. Which convenience leads to greed. Greed leads to capitalism. Capitalism leads to oppression.
Esau Edom, he's the greatest person on the planet Earth. How you gonna? He wants the cake and the crumbs. How the hell he gonna tax you on your check? He takes money out your check before you even see it. And nobody has nothing to say about this. People just think it's just, this is just how life is supposed to be. This is just what it is. The Lord didn't set up the heavens and the earth for you to work a fucking 9 to 5.
Be measurable. And then you're supposed to just be happy with it. You're supposed to accept it.
Right.
You're supposed to be okay with your I don't want to say boss because I don't like saying boss.
Employer.
Yeah, your employer, talking down on you and telling you what to do. You're supposed to be okay with that. And then what makes it worse? It's the fact that you know that you're a royal people. We're supposed to be sitting somewhere with our feet kicked up,
With them in subjection.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why the scriptures say, with much wisdom comes much sorrow. When you open up your eyes to this truth, then you see why the world is the way it is, and it makes you upset, really. Like, it really makes you upset.
Right.
Because you want this to change. But you just have to have patience for Yahweh Shai to come back. Because he's the only one that can end all this. So I'm gonna change all this.
Right. And this is like, people, you say this is slavery or we're in captivity, people won't see it that way because they get to go out and eat what they want to eat and do what they want to do. But this is fucking captivity.
Really, this world is like a jail.
This is slavery. Every time your fucking alarm clock goes off, that's like the fucking whip crack in your back. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 18 in the NLT. The header is the futility of work. And the definition of futility just means, meaningless. It says, I came to hate all my hard work here on earth, for I must leave to others everything I have earned.
Wait, where are you reading from?
Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 18 in the NLT.
Apocrypha?
No, Ecclesiastes, blue letter. It says, I came to hate all my hard work here on earth, for I must leave to others everything I have earned. And who can tell whether my successors will be wise or foolish? So yeah, you work your whole life, you build up your...
Yeah. You work your whole life, you know, you might save up enough money to afford a mortgage. You know, years may go by, you pay off the mortgage, and then what position is your children or your successors in to take over the house?
The inheritance.
You know what I mean? Like, the generation that was then, let's say 20, 30, or 40 years ago, is completely different to what it is today. You know, we're up against different obstacles. We're up against inflation, job creations, race discrimination, you know? I mean, they still faced all that back then, but, you know, factoring inflation today, it's like, they did polls and studies. They said this generation doesn't even have the desire to start a family because they can't see it fathomable because of how expensive it is to live.
I had looked up in 1990 what $50,000 in 1990 would be today, and the purchasing power of $50,000 in 1990 is like $120,000 today.
Yeah, man. If this was 1999 and you was making $25 an hour, you'd be able to buy a house on your own and live by yourself.
Right.
But $25 an hour is like the new 15.
You know, people, you working 2 and 3 jobs, you know, just to have a cushion, you know, because that just having one job isn't enough to have certain things.
And then that's when you gotta combine increments. You gotta go to work. Girl has to go to work. Well, hey, if y'all are both at work, then how are y'all gonna have time to raise y'all family? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a give or take world.
And then now the woman,
pick your battles.
She's not really meant to be out here in the labor force working. That's why her spirit is just so hardened. That's why she's so just mean, because that's not her lot in life. She's supposed to be home with the children. She's not supposed to be out here laboring in the field.
But hey, check this out. Be that as it may, then you would think that it would be the best idea to just allow the men to go to work, right? And then you pay them a premium salary to where they can actually support a family. But no, it's not like that anymore.
It's too much like right.
You know, back in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, that used to be that way.
Even like my grandparents, my grandfather worked, my grandmother didn't work.
Right.
Shit, my grandmother didn't even drive. Again, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 18 in the NLT. It says, I came to hate all my hard work here on earth, for I must leave to others everything I have earned. And who can tell whether my successors will be wise or foolish? Yet they will control everything I have gained by my skill and hard work under the sun. How meaningless. So I gave up in despair, questioning the value of all my hard work in this world. Some people work wisely with knowledge and skill, then must leave the fruit of their efforts to someone who hasn't worked for it. This too is meaningless and a great tragedy, because when you actually put in the work for something, you care more for it. When you just give somebody something, they don't know how to treat it.
Yeah, or they're not in position to treat it well.
Right.
You know? Well, let's say you paid off your mortgage to the bank. You know, they made the interest off of you. You still got to pay property taxes. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck around, have HOA fees.
Like if you like, say you got children and they're not in position to pay the property taxes, or they don't want to deal with that, you know, then guess what? Then they put the house back in the market and they sell it.
For pennies on the dollar, they just take whatever they can get for it just to be done with it.
Well, it depends on the real estate market. It depends on the market. But oh no, guess who wins in the end? The banks.
Yeah.
The cycle just continues.
That's how it is. Like even like my grandfather was telling me how they had like a brownstone in Brooklyn, and it's like what it was worth then, it wasn't worth nothing then. So when it was time to sell it, they just let it go for whatever it was worth. It wasn't much.
Now, they worth like
now look at what they're
$2
worth
million.
now.
You you got Esau living up in them neighborhoods.
Right.
It's called gentrification.
It was a predominantly Jake neighborhood, and now Esau runs it.
But you know why it was so run down? That's because of the crack era.
Yeah.
Crack epidemic.
Fucking, you ever seen pictures of the Bronx in like the 80s?
It looked like a war zone.
Look like Ukraine. This is Ecclesiastes 2 and 22 in the NLT. It says, "So what do people get in this life for all their hard work and anxiety? Their days of labor are filled with pain and grief."
Oh, you sound like me.
It says, "Even at night their minds cannot rest. It is all meaningless. So I decided there is nothing better than to enjoy food and drink and to find satisfaction in work. Then I realized that these pleasures are from the hand of the Most High. For who can eat or enjoy anything apart from him?"
It's called comfort food for a reason.
That's why they just, drink out here. Some of them are winos and drug addicts, because they just want to take the edge off.
They got their vices.
Yeah. It's just the constant oppression. They just want to they just want their mind to be somewhere else for a while.
And it's really a coping mechanism.
Right.
And they just think that that's the height of their life, that's what makes them happy,
You talk to a crackhead, you ask a crackhead how long the high lasts. It's not long at all, but it takes their mind somewhere else. They're not, while they're high, they're not going through their afflictions. Their mind is just somewhere else. And they chase that constantly over and over all day long.
But the end all be all to this oppression and affliction is the kingdom of heaven.
Right. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Last verse. It said, "God gives wisdom, knowledge, and joy to those who please him. But if a sinner becomes wealthy, God takes the wealth away and gives it to those who please him. This too is meaningless, like chasing the wind." That's it on that. You got a precept?
Jeremiah.
That NLT be getting down.
You got to send that to me. Jeremiah 31:22.
Back in the King James, this is Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 22. It says, "How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man."
A woman shall compass a man. That's exactly what has happened in today's society. Because you look around, go look at different companies, you're going to see women in top positions, or women with decent paying salaries. Meanwhile, you got men that are being emasculated. They feel like they really can't afford anything. They feel like life is over. You know what I mean? So, really, the society has been constructed to keep the black man down, because Esau knows that the black man is the biggest threat to government continuity. Why do you think that they dismantled the Black Panther Party? Why do you think they did what they did to Malcolm? You know what I mean? Or who else? Elijah Muhammad. Who else?
Shit, even like the Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Black Wall Street. They see Jake was getting the leg up. They didn't like that. We'll read it again.
So it's like anything conscious that has, happened throughout the years in America, it's always been taken out. It's always been taken out. They'll infiltrate within the organization. They'll have people sell out one another for money, right? They don't want the people over here to wake up and organize. Why do you think that they do what they do to even the Israelites on YouTube? Certain brothers' channels, they'll click your channel if you speak too much truth. If you say the wrong thing, they'll clip your video. So, the very fact that we can, do what we do now at this capacity is all from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. Eventually, there's going to be a family of the word, and there's going to be no more videos. Ain't going to be nobody on the highways and byways anymore.
We're not gonna be out here forever. Real quick, this is a quote from J. Edgar Hoover, who was the former Look at this ignorant ass nigga over here. This is a quote from J. Edgar Hoover, the former director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. It says there will never be another black messiah unless we create him. So it's Esau Edom that gives you these fake leaders to dumb Jake down and make him more docile.
And he was a Triple K member.
He's a demon. That goes to show you, like even with these Christian churches, pastor in there, you could say Esau put him in place with the 501c3 tax statute. He can only teach what Esau allows him to teach. He can't come out. He can't teach what we teach out this Bible. He won't get his tax breaks. That was in Jeremiah, or no?
You want to know something else? You know how you look around the hood, there's like churches on every block? Why is that? So I'm starting to think that because they don't want any funds to go back into the community where predominantly blacks and Hispanics live. Because the church is a tax-free organization. They don't have to pay any taxes.
It's all done strategically. Here you are, you get...
Oh, and also at the same time, they're going to indoctrinate you with Christianity.
Yeah,
which does you no good either.
That's the whole purpose of church. What was I about to say? Yeah, because you go to church, here you are, a pastor, he gets all these tax breaks, and you're in there every weekend, or every Sunday, giving him tithes and offerings, and he just raking in the dough. You would think that he would, okay, let me open up jobs in the community to employ my people. But no, that's not what he's gonna do. He's just gonna keep the money to himself.
Remember that dude that rolled up on us? I asked him, so you think that if he were to fall behind on your rent or your mortgage, your church would help him with that? He said no, and he started laughing, because that's true.
Right.
Churches be selfish. They're all about the money. Getting as many members and followers as they can. Meanwhile, pastor is driving around in a Bentley.
Wicked as fuck, man. With his Cartiers on.
You got an AMG Mercedes.
That suit is custom. That ain't off the rack. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 29. You see how it reads in the NLT. I've read it. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 29 in the NLT. It says, you will grope around in broad daylight like a blind person groping in the darkness, but you will not find your way. You will be oppressed and robbed continually, and no one will come to save you. And this is talking, this is going into the curses.
Martin Luther King couldn't save you. If anything, he sold us down the line.
Right.
He got rid of the mom and pop stores just for us to start mixing with so-called white people. What was wrong with segregation? What was wrong with that?
They thought Esau Edom's school system was better than ours. That was it. Actually, let me jump down a little bit.
We had our own businesses, own neighborhoods, just for that.
Hospitals, all of that.
Just for that to get dismantled and us, assimilate with people that don't even like us.
That goes back to that bullshit I Have a Dream speech, which he didn't even write. It was a so-called small hat that wrote the speech. But the average person doesn't know that.
So yeah, man, he sold us down the line. For what? Just for us to still get the short end of the stick?
Then before his demise, I guess he went and got a conscience. That's why they took him out.
Civil rights era. Fought for the rights of everybody else to come here and still demean, the so-called black man in America. You got immigrants from the Caribbean or South America that come here and they look down on black people.
think we're lazy. But no, Esau, Edom got his goddamn foot on our necks. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 64 in the NLT. It says, for the Lord will scatter you among all the nations from one end of the earth to the other. There you will worship foreign gods that neither you nor your ancestors have known, gods made of wood and stone.
Wood and stone.
There among those nations you will find no peace or place to rest. And the Lord will cause your heart to tremble, your eyesight to fail, and your soul to despair.
And this is our current predicament that we're living in. So us being here is a fulfillment of prophecy.
It says your life will constantly hang in the balance. You will live night and day in fear, unsure if you will survive.
Yeah, and it's picture it during the times of hardcore cattle slavery.
Yeah, especially.
You know what I mean? You worried about if, mass is gonna kick in the door one day. You just be like, yo, you breaking up this family. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they did. That's what they did.
Send all three of y'all to different plantations.
Or they would have just done it from the jump when they had us on auctioning blocks. You ever seen the slave movies, right?
Yeah.
You seen them?
Yep.
You know how that goes. They'll inspect you, see if you're healthy, see if you have any diseases.
All up in your mouth and shit.
Yeah. And then you might have been on that ship with your family, and then they split the family up. Y'all going to two different plantations. So that's a lot.
Wicked as fuck.
That's one of the many things that Esau has to pay for. Breaking up families. Come on.
It says this is Deuteronomy 28:67 in the NLT. It says, in the morning you will say, if only it were night. And in the evening you will say, if only it were morning. For you will be terrified by the awful horrors you see around you. Then the Lord will send you back to Egypt in ships, to a destination I promise you would never see again.
So that Egypt is America, because America is spiritual Egypt.
It says there you will offer to sell yourselves to your enemies as slaves, but no one will buy you. Meaning nobody's coming to save you. Only Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is going to give us rest for our souls.
I don't like that translation.
Yeah, I didn't really like it. They went off a little bit. This is, oh, you got a piece of it?
No.
Let's go to Revelation chapter 6, verse 9. This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 9. It says, and when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High, and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Lord, holy and true, doest thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? This is talking about the men that died in the faith. They're up in the heavens pleading our cause. Like, how long are we gonna have to be subject to these heathens like this? When are you gonna come and save us? Well, save the elect. It says, and white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servant also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. That's it.
Yeah, so when somebody dies in their soul, they go up into the spiritual realm. They complain to the Father, the Heavenly Father. They be like, yo, when are you going to avenge our blood? How long are you going to have our fellow brothers down there on the earth suffer? You know?
This is John chapter 12, verse 25. It says, he that loveth his life shall lose it. Actually, I'll start up some. This is the 24th verse. This is John 12 and 24. Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit. He that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. If any man serve me, let him follow me, and where I am, there shall also my servant be. If any man serve me, him will my Father honor. Oh, what's that precept? Where your mind is, where your heart is also.
The abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Matthew. This is Matthew chapter 6 verse 21. Gotta start up some. Matthew 6 and 19 says, lay not up yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasure in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt.
Yeah, because the kingdom of heaven is going to stand forever. You know, everything that you see in this world or in society with your life, it's gonna pass away. You know, you think your car that you drive is gonna make it into the kingdom of heaven. Like, for one, let's be practical. We're gonna have the other nations in subjection to us. Therefore, what time are they gonna have to continue their car manufacturers, plants? How are they gonna make parts for their cars? How are they gonna mine for the gas and oil for the cars to run? But you see now that they're trying to come out with hybrid cars and electric cars. Well, you can't do that unless you have certain raw earth materials, minerals, you know? So they're not gonna be able to obtain any of that type of stuff for their industrial capitalist agenda, you know what I mean? So the point is, in the kingdom of heaven, it's going to be a different world.
Going back to the ancient world.
You understand? Yeah, we're going back to the 80s.
No.
Actually, no. We got to go back further back than that, the 80s.
Ancient world.
Shit.
Steamboats and shit like that.
Shit, the 80s, it might as well be like the ancient world compared to how you living now.
Yeah. All this technology.
All this advancement within technology.
This is Matthew 6 and 19.
Who would have thought that there would be such a thing as a smartphone? Information at the palm of your fingertips.
Yeah, it's a desktop in your hand. Desktop, cell phone, all rolled in one.
Now, imagine this. The world just resets. And then there's no more cell phones, no more internet. Because if you ask me, the internet is just a phase. This shit is not gonna last.
The reason this shit was all set up anyway was just to bring forth the truth. That was the main purpose of the internet.
Get the internet preset. What is that? Psalms? I forget. No, it's the Psalms.
Psalms.
It's in Psalms.
92 and 10. This is Psalms chapter 92, verse 10. It says, but my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of a unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. Mine eyes shall see my desire of mine enemies, and mine ears shall my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like palm trees. It says that? That's the one.
Firmament. Keyword.
Open before the firmament, right?
That's Psalms 19 and 1.
Psalm 19. This is Psalm.
I had a dyslexic moment. I wanted to say Psalm 91. Like, I know it's not Psalm 91.
This is Psalms 19 and 1. It says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. The heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is going out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun.
Now, why do you think the internet is referred to the world's wide web? Because you know how a spider works. They spin their web, but it's like a line, you know? The lines that connect. It's like a pattern too.
The internet, you know, you cast out your net.
So it's like when we hop on YouTube and put up videos, anybody from anywhere can watch it. You know, we can go fishing and you know, educate people.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 53. It says, for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory?
Right. Because in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to be able to live forever. We're not going to die.
Got a precept? Let's go. My phone is starting to freeze up. It's so cold.
That's the problem.
My phone is like glitching. I think it's just because it's cold. Let's go to Matthew 6 and 19. This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Oh wait, I read this. Let's go down to the 22nd verse. It says, the light of the body is the eye. Therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if
you have your mind focused on the truth, one thing, lock in.
Says, but if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other.
Yeah, you can't do both. Like, you'll never see somebody that has the truth, you know, about the Israelites. They got 100% truth, and at the same time, they're running a successful YouTube channel to where they're monetizing it. You know, they got like 3 300,000 subscribers, you know, they're internet famous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll never see that because this truth is that controversial. You know, you get implicated in this truth, and you're in a world where this truth is not accepted, then you're gonna lose one or the other. You can't do both. Same thing goes for an NBA player. You're never gonna see them out here in the streets with us on YouTube making videos, because as soon as the team finds out what they believe in or what they stand for, it's over for them. They're gonna lose their contract. You see what happened with Ye?
Right. Kyrie.
He went up against the small hats. You see what they did to Kyrie? All he did was share a link, and they crucified him. So this scripture right here lets you know you can't do both. You got to pick a side. And that's for me in my house. I serve the Lord.
Serve the Lord. Last verse. Matthew 6:24 says, "No man could serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon." And mammon is the god of riches. This is John chapter 15, verse 18. It says, "If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you."
So even Yahweh Shai had people that were against him. So how do you think we're supposed to feel? We're supposed to just, you know, really to deal with it cheerfully. You know, you can't please everybody. So it's like we don't care. It's whatever.
We ain't out here hoping somebody don't see us. Like, it is what it is.
Nah, I am hoping nobody sees.
I don't care.
Nah, I'm playing. You don't want to run into certain people. It's like you hop in the elevator. Yo, I hope I don't run into somebody.
Oh yeah. Like
You're
in
stuck
that
in
case.
the elevator with somebody. You know?
Yeah, in that case, yeah. I mean, like, I'm not ashamed to be out here doing the work. Like, I don't care who sees me. If they want to bring it up when they catch me on the flip side another time, we can talk about it. This is John 15 and 18 again. It says, "If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sin. He that hateth me hateth my Father also. If I had not done among them the works which none other man did, they had not had sin. But now have they both seen and hated both me and my Father." So in the days that come, in that day of judgment, nobody's gonna have an excuse. Nobody can say, "Oh, I didn't know." Through the internet and the men being out there on the highways and hedges, you're an Israelite, and you in Esau, Edom, you're Esau. Everybody should know what's going on at this point, even if it's just on, the surface level. It's up to you to go and seek the truth. If the Lord is dealing with you, if he's supping with you, you'll look deeply into it.
I got a precept. John 1 and 5.
This is John chapter 1, verse 5. It says, "And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not."
So, this truth about the Bible, this whole thing about the Israelites and who the Edomites are, is the truth, right? It's the light that shines in darkness. But it's going over people's heads. The majority of people, at least.
continue.
Yeah.
Said there was a man sent from God whose name was John. The same came for a witness to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of the light, of that light. That was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came unto his own, and his own received him not.
Yeah, it's talking about Yahweh Shai. Because you even had people that didn't believe in him back then, and it's no different today. You know, we can sit here and tell you that Yahweh Shai is our Savior, and he's going to be the one that sets this world in order and gets rid of your oppressors. However, not everybody's going to believe us. They still believe in this world. They still believe that all they have to do is work hard, do everything right, get a good paying job, and, you know, they'll be able to live the American dream. But what they don't realize is that the American dream is fake.
You have to be asleep to believe. Real quick, got a precept that ties in. This is Mark chapter 6, verse 4. It says, But Yahweh Shai said unto them, A prophet is not without honor, but in his own country, and among his own kin, and in his own house. And he could there do no mighty work, save that he laid his hand upon a few sick folk and healed them. And he marveled because of their unbelief. And he went round about the villages teaching. And you know, there's a saying, you know, familiarity breeds content. You know, people think because they know you, you're not a prophet of the Lord, because they knew how you came up before you was in this faith. They knew what you was into, so they don't respect you as a prophet. It was the same thing with Yahweh Shai.
Or as a man of the Lord. You're like, oh, come on, we used to do dirt together.
All right. Look at this nigga done switched up. So, John 1 and 10 says,
I'm supposed to believe this nigga?
Right. So, John 1 and 10 says, He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of the Most High, even to them that believe on his name, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of the man, but of the Most High. That's it.
We're going to wrap it up. Let's get one more resource. You can get 1 Corinthians 16 and 34.
This is 1 Corinthians, it says 24.
Yeah, 16, 24.
Start off somewhere. I'll start this 20th verse. It's 1 Corinthians 16 and 20. It says, All the brethren greet ye one another with an holy kiss. The salutation of me, Paul, with mine own hand. If any man love not the Lord Yahweh Shai, let him be anathema maranatha, which is, you know, an unwelcome person. The grace of our Lord Yahweh Shai be with you. My love be with you, all in Yahweh Shai. Amen. That's all.
So with that, we're going to close. Shalom.